Okay, so hey, we're back. All right, for you that have not been following along, this is where, well, that's actually the actual PDF that you want to click on when you get to the download. The download site is right here, HannaLynnArt.com/store/c12/coloring_books.html. Anyway, you can pause the video and write that down. Go pick up your coloring sheets and then come back and join us. Start back with video 1. We've had a lot of videos that we're going through on doing this. I'm using my Marco Renoirs. I've already gone ahead and pulled some colors. I want to work on this little donkey. So if you're using the same colored pencils, I'm on 40 and 74, 40 and 74 for donkey. For the eyes, I am going to use 50 and 54. I know it's a bright blue. They just look like such big sad eyes though. We're actually going to go ahead and put this eye in first. The lighter color would be on the bottom because his eyelid would actually be shadowing the top. Okay, so whatever colors you use, darker is almost always on top. Okay, I'm just trying to do little circles here and blend. Not doing a very good job of it. So let me come back in with my lighter and go over the whole thing. There we go. Nice blend. Now let's look at the donkey himself. All right, the colors were kind of like a brownish color and then a grayish color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one. And I'm going to come in, whoops, that's a little purple. So let's get an eraser in here and see if we can get a little bit of that out before we get started. Because that will change whatever color we put on top. Okay? All right, so we're just going to start in here with a color. I'm going to do the circles. And then I'm going to save the other color to be my accent or my shadow, whatever you want to call it. So, going into circles just as soon as I can, keeping it lighter around the edges because I know that's where I want to put my other color. I'm going over that a little bit. Yeah, that line's there, but I'm still going to color over it because it all runs in back here, and this all is fluffy. So when I come up here, I want it to look fluffy, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. We'll actually do our circles a little bit bigger up in there and leave them a little bit further apart. And then when we come in with our second color and do the overlap, hopefully it'll look a little fluffier. So I'm going to do a little heavier, a little bit crisper. Do you see how you can see the circles? Now I don't want to overblend that. All right, let's go ahead and do the other color. Let's just go in here and start in at it. So my other color is coming down in because I want a gray donkey, but I don't want him to blend in with my goat. And I'm probably going to give him a little pink, little nozzle, muzzle area, whatever you want to call it. In fact, I'll go across there and just deepen all that. Then when we put that little pink nose in, it'll have a little pop to it and be really cute. Okay, so going around here, making it a little darker so that it makes this look like it's on top. Okay, darker here, and then we're going to fade. Fade pretty quick. And then add some in here. If you don't fade out quickly enough, you're going to come back in with that first color and just blend between the two. And I'll show you. We're going to do that in a minute because I've got a couple of areas on mine that could use some more. And then we're going to fade here. And come over here and shadow this because it's underneath the edge of that ribbon around the donkey's neck. Okay, come up in here. And then we're going to do our circles again in here. Big loopy-like circles. Now we're still trying to cover all that white. But if we keep them loopy like this, it should leave more of a curl look. Okay, then I'm going to come back with that first color and I'm going to blend all this in some more. Because this part we do want blended. But I'm not going to go up into this anymore. I'm going to leave that like it is with the big loops, the big circles. Okay, so now we've got a total different look than the goat, even though we're still using a gray. Now the inside of the ear I'm going to actually put some pink on, but I do want to come and do the back of the ear. So the inner ear will be pink, but the back will be that gray. Now this ear is underneath this one, so that's why I'm leaving that edge, because I'll come in with that other color and go down through there. That other color almost has, it's like a gray with a little bit of brown in it, okay? And then this can just be the gray. I know, one color, what? I may add a little bit of at the base of the other color. As I get up here, I'm going to turn this edge and then fade lightly down this side. Just real light touch. Okay, it can be a little darker here at the edge because it is circling around to the back, but then we're keeping it light right here because we're going to put some pink in there. And do the same pink as his nozzle. I think that'll turn out fine. So I'm going to go back now to the one that had the brown undertones and go right through here and then blend in. See how it makes it look like there's a shadow on this ear from this ear? If you're beginning to see that and getting that to work out right, then kudos, good job. That's what we're after. And I'm just blending that now. You blend with the other color. Okay? Let's go down to his body. We are on the gray, so we're going to do all this area around here. So the circles. Now, if you've heard me start talking about V's, anytime there's a letter V, it's going to be a little darker. So let's leave some of this area a little not touched with this one so that we can tuck the dark in there. Plus, he is behind all of this, so that would naturally be darker anyway. Okay, so we can get up next to it. That's fine. But let's leave a little bit of area. And do you see me leaving a little bit right here? That's because we want that a little bit darker so it looks like it's curved around. Okay, and there's a piece of straw we missed. So I'm going to come over here, pick up any of my browns from before, and just color that in. Okay? No big deal. All right, which one was I using? The gray. All right, let's go back in here. Yeah, when you find a spot you missed, go ahead and fix it right then if you can, because odds are you may or may not see it again later until you've put all your colors up, and then you've got to go back and figure out which color it was, and oh, such a mess. Okay, so I'm just getting a little bit of this color in there, but we know it's going to be the brown undertoned one that is going to be most of the color, and that I'm going to go ahead and do that this darker color. I don't think it's really going to matter. It's such a tiny little bit of color. Alright, down in all these little shadow areas. Get down in there. That's where the shadows are. And curls, little circles to help blend it. If you don't blend it out good enough, that's alright. You can come back in and see this is all going to be dark because this is curled around in front. That's a big V area. We want to be victorious over those V's. We want to get them colored in. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my lighter, the gray that we were using, and start blending those out. Just go ahead and blend those right now while we're thinking about it. Make this a little darker here. It's the same gray. I'm just getting rid of some more of that tooth in the paper. Now I'm going to turn this a little sideways so that I can get to it easier. You're still on where you can see, but I'm going to come down his back. I want to keep it kind of narrow. Usually when I do a blend, I will do it the width of the pencil. So depending on the area, because see around here, if I put my pencil right there, that pretty well covers the blend. It was from here to here. All right, now that's not a rule of thumb, because if you look over here, the blend is a lot more narrow. But if you look at hers, that blend is wider. So I guess it really does just kind of depend on what you're coloring. But the main thing is, whatever you're blending, get that color in there, get it down, and then get the other color blended in. And if you're not getting blended in, then that's a good sign that you're not blending out far enough with your darker color. You need to be getting lighter touch as you come into the picture so that your lighter color will blend with it. I hope that's making sense. Right now it's not making a lot of sense to me. A little sleep deprived maybe, I don't know. I tell you, I didn't have any creamer for my coffee this morning, so I had a chai latte instead in the Keurig. And then we went out and got me some creamer. I had my coffee like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that was not a good thing to do because when it wore off, it was like a nosedive. Just crash and burn. Okay, just coming in here, getting that a little darker, getting rid of some more of the tooth that's in the paper. I don't know if you can see all the white that I can see, but I'm seeing a lot of white still peeking through. All right, and let's see, that takes care of those. Grab my Kleenex that's across here. Remember the tissue we've been buffing with? just to kind of smooth out the colors a little bit, just so that you can't see all the strokes. Okay, see how that's smooth now and shiny? All right, we've done his eye. Let's work on that little mouth and nose. I'm going to come over here and grab. I should check these first, but I'm not. So you might want to check yours before you just try them. So there's a pink, and then I'm going to come in with this darker pink. That was 71, and now I'm using 36. I'm going to do the base area because it's at the bottom. It would be a little darker from shadow. Okay, now up under the edge of his ear is going to be darker. I know we always say darker's on the bottom, but that ear, when you look at an ear of an animal and it's folded over like this, okay, it's going to be darker right here under the edge, and then it's going to be lighter over here on this edge. So we're going to be lighter down here. Remember, we said we were going to go lighter with that gray so that we could blend this in. Blending this in there. And then not getting rid of all the tooth so that we can put the darker color right up in here. Ooh, that's a bright one. It's all right. Gonna blend it out, and it'll be all right in the long run. So if you pick one that's real deep like this, make sure you're blending it out good. See, because now I'm starting to like it better because I'm blending it out. It's getting lighter. Okay, yeah, I like that. See how we kept that right up under the edge. Okay, his eye. I'm wondering if this whole thing should be black and this should be the blue. So, hey, always allowed to change. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to do blue right here. And then I'm going to take the darker blue, come on this side, and then come on this side. All right, and then I'm going to take my black Prismacolor. Well, yeah, we're going to go ahead and use this. And just color that in. It's just any black marker will do. You can do a Sharpie or whatever. Big old sad eye. Now I know it looks kind of dark right now, but I'm going to add highlights to it later. Remember, sometimes I pull out my white paint and do little dots. I will be doing that later. All right, so now let's look at the rooster. I've pulled several colors for this rooster. It's going to be very colorful. 28, 92, 38, 3, and 12. And that's not dry yet, so I'm going to go ahead and flip it over and hope I don't mess it up. All right, up here. 22, 92, 38, 3, and 12. All right, so I'm going to use 38 and 92. There, we're still good. It's still wet, but we're good. So I'm going to use these two for the reds on the rooster, 38 and 92. So I don't want to get into that. I'm going to do the red up here on the tips of the comb. Extend it down a little, but don't color it solid. Color those top parts solid. and then at the bottom of the wattle. The bottom, because right here there's a shadow cast. I'm going to do some here, even though it's on the other side and going to be shadowed. And then I'm going to grab out my 92, which is kind of a brownish red, a brick red color, just to add highlight, or actually a shadow, not a highlight. I'm going to do my highlights last on the whole thing, because she's going to still get highlights in her eyes. Okay, that takes care of my red. Now I've pulled all these colors for the rooster. I know, it looks weird. I am actually going to pick this darker number 92 back up, and I am going to take after this rooster choppy, because I want feathers. I don't want it real smooth. Now, do you see how I went that direction? Because that's the direction the tail went. Okay, the wing is coming this way, so go this way. All right. The face can be a little more smooth, but still let it be a little choppy. If you want your rooster to look like he's got feathers, you've got to make him choppy. Remember when we did the hay? All right, trust me. And you can always watch this, then rewind, reverse, whatever you call it. And I know I'm old school. And then go back and do it bit by bit. All right. I am going to make his beak orange. Now I'm going to come in with some oranges. Just sporadic. Let's give him kind of an orangey body. Roosters, oh my gosh. Do a search on roosters. You think my colors are messed up. Wait till you see all the colors roosters really are. They are everything. Depending on where you live. Yep. Okay, so I'm good with that. Now I'm going to come in with my blue. Yeah, I even pulled some blue. I have one rooster that is really strutting his stuff. And if you don't like these colors, don't put them in yours. That's fine. I've got some purple. When I paint roosters, I paint them with a lot of different colors too. I just do. Roosters are so colorful. I'm going to go ahead and put some purple back there in that tail. Just keeping it kind of choppy. Keeping it free. Keep it loose. Spread the colors around a little. All right, see? I mean, how easy was that? He's a very colorful rooster. All right, how are we time-wise? We're at 23 minutes. So we still have bows and ribbons. We have some bells. There's a bell on the lamb. I'm going to do that bell just in the gold metallic that came in with these pencils. Okay, just did the whole thing. Seems rather easy, right? All right. Oh, we still have an eye over here to do. So let's do that center in black. And here's a dark black that was just laying over there. So see, you could do that with your eye if you want. Use your black. I put down color first and then pick up a marker and go over it, because if you do it in the pencil first, it's going to keep the marker from doing as much streaking, and it also won't bleed through as much. I didn't say not at all, but as much as if you did it the other way. I'm going to give, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Green eye. Why not? Right? I like that number. You know what? Wrong pencils. See, that's what happens when you do one for all of them and you're sitting here doing several videos at once. But this is the color I want. I want that 63. And what's lighter that would go with that? 27. I know. Looks weird, right? But it's going to work. So the 27 is going to be this area. And I should have done this before I did the black, but that black has already dried, so I'm good. And then I'm going to come in with the green. So it's like a hazely green eye. Hazely brown. Okay, can you see that? Maybe not real well, sorry. But anyway, I did the brown here and then the green on the outsides, and I do like that. All right, when we come back, we're going to do their bows. I'm going to talk about the background, and we're going to do all the highlights. We're going to see if we can finish it all up in one more video, because this is just taking too long. All right, I'll see y'all in a bit.